The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they've played well of late, winning 5 of their last 6 games. Tonight, an opportunity to continue that trend. An intriguing matchup tonight. 2 smart, experienced ball clubs. Shaq, how do you see this one playing out?
Solid execution on both sides. Each guy playing to his own strengths.
Okay. I think it's going to be more tactical, though, honestly. You know, if the game is played at a fast pace, that's when the benches come into play because we'll see who has the bigger bench.
If,
You okay? You all right?
Oh.
You all right?
Man, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Oh, sorry, Ernie. Did it go down the wrong pipe?
Something did.
Let's meet the visiting team, Houston Rockets. At power forward, Marquise Chris. At the other forward position, Carmelo Anthony. At center, Clint Capella. At point guard, Chris Paul. At the other guard position, James Harden. Head coach of the visiting team is Mike D'Antoni. And now introducing your Detroit Pistons. At shooting guard, standing 6'2", number 9, Langston Galloway. Starting at small forward, at 6'6", number 22, Glenn Robinson III. Starting at the other guard, at 6'3", number 1, Reggie Jackson. The other forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 23, Blake Griffin. Numero 0, the center at 6'11" out of UConn, having big fun around the rim. This is Andre Drummond. Your head coach is Dwayne Casey. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The Detroit Pistons come into this one following a loss, guys, to the Houston Rockets. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
And you know what, Greg, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, this is the NBA, the best league in the world. You got to block things out and focus on the task at hand.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Over on the wings, it's Harden paired with Melo. Marquise Chris is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Paul in at the point guard. Early on in the season, some players locked and loaded, others trying to find their groove. Clark, did you tend to be a fast starter, or did it take you some time to get a flow for your game as a season starter?
You know, Kevin, in my relatively short career, I experienced both. My rookie season, I started a little slow. I was in really good shape, knew I was going to play a lot, but it took a minute for me to find my traction. I started fast in my third year because I had been around the block a couple of times. I knew what my offseason needed to be like, and I had gotten off to a terrific start in my third and fourth year. And then the injury happened, and that was it. But I experienced both.
And here's Griffin following the three-pointer by Carmelo Anthony. Jackson against Paul. Griffin with the steal. Pass to Jackson. And Drummond kicks to Robinson to the right side. Outside Jackson. Shot clock at 5. And Capella sends it back.
Over a 7'4" wingspan for Clint Capella. That's long, folks, and makes him an intimidating shot blocker.
The shot's good from Paul.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
Jackson kicks to Robinson. Passes it to Drummond. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Detroit with the ball. 6-point game. Here's Griffin. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Harden kicks to Anthony. Offline with his 3. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, earlier I spoke with Mike D'Antoni. He told me they always have to be alert, and especially against this team because of its discipline and focus. He said we'll get embarrassed if we're inattentive at the defensive end. We must stick with our principles and do the little things. Kevin, they did win the first meeting of the season, and we'll see if they can get it done again tonight.
Great job, David. So they know how dangerous this team can be if they get on a roll.
And that means contesting every single shot. It's going to take a lot of effort on D, but they can't give up those easy baskets.
Without question, you're right on top of it, Greg, because if you do allow this team to get rolling and get into a groove, you can forget about slowing them down.
Tipped away. Drummond finds Jackson. Anthony against Robinson. Top of the key, Griffin. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson.
Griffin!
And it's 6 points for Blake Griffin. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. Outside Anthony, the tray, and the 3-ball is good.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot, and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
It's Drummond, high post. Out left to the wing. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Anthony. Rockets leading by 3. Again, the Rockets score.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Outside Griffin. In the corner, it's Robinson. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Griffin. 3-pointer. Good on the 3-point shot. Galloway's got his first 3 points of the game.
Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
Harden with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. The shot from the low post is good.
Great focus from the clever guard, James Harden. I mean, so good at staying with his shot, even under duress.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by.
Oh, Griffin!
Well, anyone looking for highlights, because you just found one. How about the creativity there in the air?
And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay, presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Harden scanning the floor. Chris in the post. Second chance shot. Pass to Capella. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Jackson passes to Galloway.
Langston Galloway.
And here's Harden. 35 points for him last game against Detroit. Capella kicks to Anthony. From 20 feet out, they get it again. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Clint Capella is a guy who's a defensive anchor and takes quality shots, and because of that, he plays his role to perfection.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
He's knocked down 3/4 of his foul shots this season, so he's right around 75%.
You know, he's been one of those players, they've won it on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
No good on the free throw.
Boy, and Clint Capella, C-squared, a late first-round pick in 2014, viewed by most as a project, but the analytics community ranked him highly. No surprise then that the Rockets snapped him up and they got a steal. They love the analytics approach in Houston.
And he's good on the second. And Capella, a mobile, rim-running big man. The Rockets feel, Clark, he's the prototype center for their system.
Well, you think about it, Kevin. He's still in his early 20s. He's a starting center on a powerhouse team. And I think he's their third most important player.
And there's the pass to Drummond. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Bucks. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, there's the Pistons, 10 games behind.
And checking out Detroit, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
Inside. Here's Griffin. That one doesn't go. Excellent D there from Anthony. Over Robinson. Rockets keep it going with the new 24-second clock.
You cannot underestimate Chris Paul's ability to finish through contact just because he's small. I mean, he's as tough as they come.
Smith against Harden. Puts up a 3. Galloway, no good. Rockets leading by 5. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 9.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
A different look here for Detroit. Pachulia comes in for Andre Drummond. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Glenn Robinson III. The Rockets also changing it up. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Anthony. And it's Gerald Green in for James Harden. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
Tell you what, Greg, it's getting to the point where you assume every shot is going to go down. I mean, nobody's missing out there.
Baseline try, and Houston again with the bucket.
Yeah, filling out the defense. Tucker gets the look he wants from mid-range.
Smith outside to the paint. Griffin down low, defended by Paul. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And so Nene will bring it up for Houston. They lead by 7. last time they met in Houston.
And whether by design or by accident, they drew so many fouls in that game. Foul trouble for the other side became a huge issue.
And as a result, there was a blowout win. I mean, credit them for initiating contact and forcing the officials to make the calls.
Smith the pass to Bullock, right wing. Here's Griffin. Hits it from three-point range. 13 points in the game.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
Gordon for three, and another three for Houston.
And really, the three-point shot is Gordon's specialty, Kevin. When he squares himself up, there's a real high chance he's dropping it in.
Galloway finds Pachulia, and there's the call on Nene. That's his first foul. Lures checked in for Blake Griffin.
On the floor for your Pistons, John Lure.
Smith against Paul. Pass to Lure. Here's Galloway. Pistons passing it around. Shot clock at 5. Here's Bullock. That's tipped. Now here's Green. He's guarded by Bullock. Nene dishes to Paul. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. Some teams live and die by the three. Let's check out the best. In third, the Rockets.
No doubt, they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
Pistons trail by 7. And you look at James Harden, Coach Mike D'Antoni, and the Rocket front office. It really does seem like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think the alignment of the front office and coaching staff really in harmony. And a star in Harden, who's the best in the world at delivering in that system. Chris Paul part of the mix too. That's a pretty good fit, it looks like to me.
Nice shot by Smith.
Over time, I think Smith has become more comfortable with his jump shot, particularly when being challenged.
Now Paul. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. And the wide open shot from Green. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
Really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
Nene against Pachulia. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Well, you talk about Smith. He's not only an accomplished passer, but I think his shooting keeps defenses honest as well, even when they try to get physical with him.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Rockets.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And the first one drops. Lots of physical play, Clark, during your time in the NBA. That's been toned down to a degree. Do you miss it being a bigger part of the game now?
You know what? I think it's still a very physical game. The rules have changed. The way the game is officiated has certainly changed. Some of the tough fouls that you saw in decades past don't exist as much. But I still think the game is extremely physical. So I'm glad to see us move in the direction of toning that down a bit. There's enough physicality in the game.
Bounce pass Gordon. Here's Ennis. And it's off from three-point range.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
And there it is for him. 7 points for Smith.
And, you know, whenever Smith gets that close to the bucket, he's sharp in how he finishes these chances. I mean, he's got a lot of different ways to get that ball up and down.
And it's Gordon missing.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big time work. Really distracting him, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
A floater. He lays it in. Gordon's got his second bucket of the night.
Like how Gordon stays low to the ground, keeps that center of gravity anchored. Quick driving inside and excellent finishing at the basket.
Pachulia the pass to Smith, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now here's Green, and he also played a big role in that last game with Detroit. It's stolen by Smith. And here we go, the Pistons fast break. Bullock passes to Pachulia. Here's Smith. A big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for the Houston Rockets. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now, in a different stage of his career, Carmelo Anthony adjusting to a new role on this team.
We all had to accept whatever the role is for each individual. And I think it started with me to just accept that role and ask the guys, what do you need from me? Ask Coach, what do you need from me? And be able to go out there and accept that and deliver that.
And that adjustment, Greg, not without hiccups for a lot of star players.
No doubt. It can be difficult to accept a diminished role, but if Melo is going to finally win a title, I think it'll have to be as more of a secondary player.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Rolling, absolutely rolling, flat out killing it from beyond the arc.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Pistons, John Lure's out there with Reggie Bullock. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Smith in at the one spot. Bullock kicks to Lure. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Rockets leading by 3. On the wing, Gordon. Nene outside. Back to Gordon. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Nice to see Gordon use his touch down low. I mean, not the biggest guy, but still skilled at scoring close to the bucket.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Marquise Chris, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Gordon. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
Here's Jackson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Detroit shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Free throws.
No good on that one. We know star power is critical, Clark, but when you look at the great bench players, what distinguishes them in your estimation?
A couple of things, Kevin, when you talk about outstanding role players. One is not only do they accept their role, they embrace it. They thrive in it. They really relish it. It could be impacting the game defensively or impacting it with energy and offensive rebounding. Sometimes it's a designated scorer who comes off the bench to just inject offense. Lou Williams as a sixth man.
Sure.
Vinnie Johnson when he was with the Pistons. I mean, there are a number of guys. John Havlicek, his great Hall of Fame career was pretty much started as a sixth man. So Kevin McHale and so forth. You can go down the list, but they impact the outcome with some aspect or aspects of their game, which is awesome to see.
Kicks to Lure. He dishes it to Smith. Out to the right wing. 5 on the clock. There's Jackson with the 3. Detroit, no good that time either. Rockets leading by 5. Gordon inside. Jackson on him. He faded back on that one to give himself some room. 10 points for Eric Gordon. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And there's the call on Nene. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over-aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Drummond comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And Glenn Robinson III is subbed in for Ish Smith. And a switch here also for Houston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Jackson against Harden. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Harden against Jackson. Lob pass to Capella. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. Eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Houston. Bucket is good.
Well, you can see the connection these guys have. They ran the play well. The defense had no idea how to deal with it.
Ennis kicks to Harden. Back to Ennis. Can't hit that one. Good D by Drummond. Pistons trail by 7. Outside Robinson. Passes it to Jackson. They get the rebound. Bullock lays it up and banks it in.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Stolen by Jackson. Right side Robinson goes up the baseline. The shot, no good. And Houston the other way now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Ennis misses.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting 2.
You take a look at the Rockets' offense, and they've become lean and mean. Very few mid-range shots, no long twos. It's all threes and points in the paint. They keep their menu tight, and it works for them.
And that one falls for Robinson. You talked about the Rockets' focus offensively. It's all on Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah, they're the main shot creators for that offense. Everybody else better be happy spotting up, setting picks and rolling, and scoring in transition. The Beard and CP are going to have the ball in their hands most of the time.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Pistons.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Jackson finds Drummond. Anthony against Robinson. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Outside Anthony. Here's Harden on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. 5 to shoot. And it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. And the Rockets making a change here. Paul's checked in. Paul. And the Rockets with possession here. 4-point game. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, fortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance. Felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
Jackson against Harden. Paul passes to Harden. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Now here's Bullock. Tight defense on him. That one doesn't drop. And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Harden's got his second basket.
Not many guys have a handle like James Harden. Exceptional at slicing up the defense.
Pistons passing it around. And Drummond kicks to Griffin. Now here's Bullock, guarded by Harden. 4 on the shot clock. Baseline jumper, and that misses everything. Rockets leading by 3. Harden missing again.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately they came up empty.
Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Terrific awareness among this collection of centers and power forwards. The big men averaging the most assists per contest over the previous 10 games. Blake Griffin, number 1.
You think of some of the great passing big men over the years, and they are some of the best players ever. I mean, period. I'm sure that's not lost on him.
Certainly not. I mean, it's precisely why he's worked so hard to become the passer he is today. He didn't want to just be a scorer. He wanted to be a complete post player, and he's done it.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And so Jackson nails both of them. Paul with the ball. He's got 9. Harden outside. Anthony in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 5 assists in the game. Pistons trail by 4. Jackson finds Drummond. In the corner, it's Robinson. It's rebounded by Houston. Anthony's got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the middle, here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
How about the force from Clint Capella? When he's got good position inside, he's throwing it down.
Ball's knocked loose. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
And here's Harden for 3, and again it's the Rockets from deep.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Jackson kicks to Robinson, lets the 3 fly. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. And here is Paul. 9 points in the game so far. And Harden wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Pass to Griffin. Here's Galloway, guarded by Harden. And it's Drummond missing.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention. Well, you know, one of the things about Mike D'Antoni is that he's an excellent offensive mind, but he gives his players so much confidence. His defensive reputation is not as strong, but with the Rockets last season, they actually were a lockdown team at times. D'Antoni answering those critics about not being a defensive-minded coach.
And D'Antoni back in the catbird seat after some difficult seasons with the Knicks and the Lakers.
Yeah, I love Mike D'Antoni. Love how he comments and interacts with the media and how he handles his team. He's got a team committed to shooting the long ball, and he gives his players a lot of freedom and confidence.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
One shot.
And that one misses. And 6'10" forward Marquise Chris, the 8th overall pick in 2016 out of the University of Washington.
And, you know, Kevin, it was almost like he took a step back in year 2. The guy's an athletic pogo stick, but you're going to need more than just size and leaping ability if you want to succeed in this league.
They double-team Griffin. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And here are the Rockets now. Rockets leading by 12. Now Harden. He's got 10. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Defense has no answer for him. I mean, none. They look completely lost. He's been on fire.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
You know, James Harden, the leading isolation scorer in the league for the last 3 years plus. He's taken it to a whole new level, almost 12 points a game in isolation in 2018. And his efficiency, the best in the game, is off the charts.
Houston making some changes. Nene comes in for Marquise Chris. And Eric Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Here's Griffin. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Griffin's got 20 points.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Robinson, and Robinson throws it down hard.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition their part.
Nene dishes to Paul. And again, it's the Rockets from deep. And it's interesting, isn't it? Isolation, one-on-one basketball has lost favor league-wide, but Harden flips that logic on its head.
Yeah, it can still be a little frustrating to watch at times, Kevin, but it reminds me a bit of the way that Steph Curry changed the definition of a good shot, his deep range and marksmanship from long distance. Now more and more players are shooting it from that deep. Harden is changing the definition of a good possession because he's just so talented at making the toughest shots look easy.
For Houston, they have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
And the Pistons making a change here. Lures checked in. Pistons trail by 16. Smith the pass to Robinson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Houston shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
2 shots.
The first one falls.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
That one misses. And so Galloway with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit, trailing by 17. To halt the run. Rockets with the rebound. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Gordon against Robinson. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Pistons ball.
Here's Smith, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. "12 seconds left in the first half of the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Green with the block. Oh, trying for it. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. And so it's Houston, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They have been sharp from beyond the arc, putting on a terrific 3-point shooting display. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. Dwayne, not the night you want so far. What do you see happening out there?
I don't know what has happened, but our defensive concentration, rotation has gone the way of the Buffalo. And I don't know what it is. I could care less about offense. You know, we're going to score. That's not the problem. It's making up our mind and having a commitment to the defensive end.
Okay, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. Chris Paul has been the story in this one. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
What we saw in the first half is what we've seen from Chris Paul pretty much over a decade. He set the tempo, he was aggressive, but he stayed under control. His capacity to produce big numbers and remain that efficient, that's really great.
Check. What'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters, and you got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And welcome back to the Motor City with a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination, strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And so in the game for the Rockets, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Clint Capella is out there with Chris, and it's Anthony in at the small forward. Anthony against Robinson, taken away by Anthony. A good look from Harden. That one falls coming off Anthony's feed. Anthony's got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, a volume shooter, and Harden is aggressive and assertive at really trying to jumpstart himself. And when he does, watch out.
Griffin finds Jackson. 6 to shoot. Elbow shot is on the way. And he hits the jumper for 2. Jackson's got 5.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Outside Anthony. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness. You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
To the left wing, here's Chris. The 3-pointer off the mark. Pistons trail by 20. Here's Galloway. 5 points in the game. Jackson in the corner. Back to Galloway. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Jackson, buried from 15 feet out. Jackson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Houston leading by 18. Now here's Paul. 12 points for him. Up top, Capella, defended by Drummond. That one is no good. He is 6 for 11 in the game. Here's Galloway, covered by Anthony. Outside for Robinson. Clock at 6. From 18 feet away. Good. Robinson's got 9.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Now, here is Harden. He's guarded closely. The shot by Anthony, no good. Pistons trail by 16. Robinson passes to Jackson. That shot missing. Some solid D from Paul. Inside. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
You know, it's funny, guys. I'm still not sure that Chris Paul gets enough credit for just how special he is as a player. I'm not sure why that is. I mean, very few players in league history have been able to impact the game at both ends of the floor at his elite level.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Detroit. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. Robinson passes to Drummond. Jackson down low, defended by Paul. Just 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here, but they'll get another chance. That shot by Griffin, no good. Here's Anthony. Misses off the right iron.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
And you look at Chris Paul's numbers. They stack up to any point guard that's ever played the game. Clark, what do you think is the most underrated part of Chris Paul's game?
Well, I would think it would be his defense and his perimeter shooting. I don't think he gets the credit for being the perimeter shooter he is, but defense would stand out to me.
James Harden. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
Free throw good, James Harden. And James Harden taking home the MVP award in 2018. And Clark, well deserved.
It sure was, Kevin. A career mark in scoring a league-high 30 points a game. The first player ever to drop 60 points as part of a triple-double. It certainly was his year.
And the Rockets making a change here. Ennis is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
One of the hardest and trickiest covers in the league. Harden, not just a superb scorer, but also an amazing passer, which really makes him really hard to guard.
Here's Griffin. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Anthony finds Capella. Houston moving the ball around, 13 feet away. Rebounded by the Pistons. Jackson drives in. Makes it off the glass. Jackson's got 11.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Paul passes to Harden. Up top, Capella. Outside, Anthony. Over Robinson. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Pistons making a change here. Smith is checked in.
Ish Smith.
Pistons trail by 16. Drummond dishes to Jackson. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. And that's 12 points for Smith.
Well, that's a nice decision by Smith. The defense was playing off of him on the pass, and he took advantage of it.
Harden against Smith. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, a chance here to check out Chris Paul. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. First in assists. First in free throw percentage. And don't forget about his hounding, frenetic defensive play. 3rd in the league in steals per game.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. First one falls for him. We're hearing more players and coaches express their political beliefs, their social concerns, trying to, in a positive way, affect change, Clark.
And Kevin, I applaud it, respect it, admire it, and can't get enough of it. As long as players and coaches are well informed about that which they talk about, and most of the NBA guys are. And I think it's important that wherever we are in life that we use our platforms to express our views. That's part of what being a citizen of this country is about. So I don't think you necessarily compartmentalize your life. If there are issues that are dear to you, that you want to speak out on and educate yourself about, and you use your platform for that purpose while performing your job, which just happens to be playing NBA basketball or coaching NBA basketball.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Detroit. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Nene's checked in. Smith outside. Now here's Bullock. He's guarded closely. Clock is at 3. And he drops it in from the low post. Bullock. Rockets leading by 13. Gordon with it. He's got 10. Harden's shot is off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Griffin finds Smith. And there's the call on Nene. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Lewis checked in for Blake Griffin. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Rockets, number 1.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Tipped away. Pistons trail by 13. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson drives in. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
The pass to Ennis. In the corner, it's Gordon. Here's Nene. His first attempt of the game finds the target. Nene's got his first basket.
Never quite sure of what Gordon's going to do in the pick and roll. When he sees a passing lane, he fires it in there.
Pass to Jackson. This one for 3. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Golden State. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, there's the Rockets. 6.5 games behind them.
And I think for the Rockets, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Offensive rebound. Passes to Bullock. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Bullock's got 6 points.
Boy, I like seeing the ball get to that spot. It doesn't get much better than that.
Rockets leading by 11. And here's Harden. He's got 18. Six to shoot. Hits it from three-point range.
You know, a good percentage of Harden's points come from beyond the arc. He works extremely hard to find the space he needs on the perimeter.
Floats one. Jackson has the open look. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Jackson's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Harden against Smith. Now here's Harden. Defense right on him. To the middle. Kicks it out to Gordon. Nene down low. Goes up against Pachulia. From outside the arc. And it's Gordon missing.
Well, I think that was clearly a force. He's a little anxious. Too much in a hurry right there.
That cuts the lead to single digits. And that's 18 points for Reggie Jackson.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Harden against Smith. Harden kicks to Ennis. Off target with his three.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Smith, no good.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
Harden against Smith. Here's Gordon. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gordon's got 12.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Smith, solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
Whenever the defense is right up on Smith, he usually finds a way to get it done.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
A different look here for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for John Lure. Robinson comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Green, he's checked in for Houston. Kicks it out to Gordon. And some nice passing there by Houston. Here's Harden. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Harden's got 23.
he is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
Here's Robinson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
A moment now to see the numbers for James Harden. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's getting around 28 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
And that one falls for Robinson. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's 1:17 left in the third. Now Green, he has 7. Over Robinson. And it's Green missing.
And the defense that time was late. And you got to feel fortunate he didn't put that one away.
Galloway taking his time here. Harden against Smith. He kicks it to Galloway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's not going to go for him. Gordon with the defensive effort. To the middle. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Chris, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Nene, no good on the free throw.
The muscle Nene brings on both ends, man, he knows how to use it too. A guy you don't want to fool around with at all.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Gordon. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
The Pistons have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
One shot, gentlemen.
There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Harden outside. From the arc. Drops in the tray. Harden's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Rockets. And so it's Houston. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Way to fight, guys. Way to fight. That's all it is. That's all it is. Way to get on the floor. Way to go, guys.
Well, you can see, Greg, he sees the fighting spirit in his team right now.
Yeah, they're playing with energy and purpose. Coach sounds very pleased.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got Robinson. Pachulia is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Galloway in at the 2. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Smith kicks to Pachulia. Pass to Drummond. Here's Galloway, guarded by Nene. The pass to Robinson. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond. That shot no good. Some solid defense there by Nene. Here's Gordon. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for Detroit. It's a 13-point game. Drummond, that's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
With the basket.
Galloway has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Harden the pass to Gordon. Harden against Smith. Harden, that's good. Harden's got 16 points here in the second half.
All Harden needs is a little separation. Once the screen comes his way, he's looking to pull up.
Smith kicks to Pachulia. Down low. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
A smart, decisive pass inside there. He really made it easy for his teammate.
Smith against Harden. And it's Nene, top of the key. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Pass to Harden over Smith. Yep, that one goes.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
And Eric Gordon Clark, such a terrific tag team partner for Paul and Harden on the perimeter.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, he provides spacing with the deep range he has. Very efficient shot, not much wasted motion. He can attack closeouts off the dribble, and he gets to that basket and finishes aggressively. His strength very much at work when he does his damage.
One shot.
Free throw good, James Harden.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Smith finds Griffin. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And it's now 22 points for Blake Griffin. Inside, and a wide open look for Capella. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Capella wanting to work on his jump shot a little more, proving there he can get it done.
And Drummond throws it down.
And I like the timing, Kevin, that Drummond has on these alley-oops. That's not as easy as he makes it look. He knows precisely when to leave the ground to receive the pass and finish it off.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Capella, the pass to Chris. It's good. Chris has got 4 this quarter.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Here's Griffin, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
Passes it to Capella. Harden outside. Griffin with the steal. Here's Galloway. Pass to Smith. Robinson for 3. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting very healthy, 6 for 9.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Greg, both of these teams completely aligned, in sync right now. I mean, they are torching the Nets late in this ball game.
Smith kicks to Galloway. And the rejection by Harden. They recover it. Shot clock at 2. Robinson misses. Rockets leading by 9. The feed now to Carmelo. That shot missing. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Now the dish to Griffin. Here's Galloway, guarded by Harden. Stolen by Harden, and it's Houston on the break.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
And it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
Here's Smith. To the inside, and stolen by Chris.
Yeah, first turnover of the game. Overall, though, he's been rock solid.
The three from Harden. Here's Capella, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Capella's got 4 points now in the quarter. Pistons trail by 11. Smith finds Griffin, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Capella. This one for three, and Anthony gets it to go on the assist from Harden. Harden's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And he's on his way to putting up a big three-point total.
The pass to Robinson. Down low, here's Griffin. Nails the baby hook. Griffin's got 26.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Yeah, he's most certainly not the reason they're in the hole. I mean, his percentage has been outstanding.
Capella, the pass to Harden. His three-pointer's off the mark. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Down by 12. To the middle. In the corner, Smith with it. And a miss there on the triple.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Down low. Kicks it out to Harden. Six to shoot. Second shot opportunity. Smith with the defensive effort. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assists. Robinson's got his 4th assist in this one. Now here's Paul. He's covered closely. Takes a three. Harden can't hit.
Kevin, he's missing shot after shot after shot from long range. With time running low, he'd be better off trying something else.
Robinson against Anthony. Outside Robinson. Over Anthony. That one wide left. Houston leading by 10. Over Robinson. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Over in the corner, Paul knocks down the three ball.
That is the quick decision-making of Chris Paul. Doesn't take a single dribble, just sees it and hits it.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
Here's Harden, and it's sent back by Drummond. Anthony against Robinson. Kicks it to Smith. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Smith's got it back down to within single digits for the Pistons. Now a timeout called by Houston. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as a franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
From deep, it's Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Deep 2 from Robinson. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
And Capella sends it back. Jackson against Paul. From 10 feet out, Capella, and it's put back up and in by Capella. And the Rockets lead by 14.
Well, I tell you what, Clint Capella does a really good job of playing with such energy and effort, particularly on the glass, and because of that, he can hurt you on the board.
Let's check in for the Pistons.
Back on the floor, Ishmael.
Left side, Griffin. Over Chris. And it's off the back rim. No good. Rockets leading by 14. Anthony finds Harden. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the most formidable scorers ever. Top 20 in points all time in NBA history.
At the line for 2.
And when you think about Melo's scoring back to the basket, facing up, so versatile as a scorer.
A combination of strength, quickness, and touch that you rarely see. He can go around you, through you, or shoot it right over you.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he makes the first. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Up top, Griffin. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Two shots.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just one miss, now is not the time to be missing those.
Paul kicks to Anthony. And now here's Chris. Capella, high post. Stolen by Robinson. And now here comes Robinson leading the break. Feeds it to Drummond. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And, you know, Drummond has no problem playing through contact. He excels at using that strong body of his to fight through contact and finish.
And some nice passing there by Houston. Capella kicks to Anthony. Over Robinson. And that one's good, Anthony. Anthony's got 22.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Rockets.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
A 2-game season series, they win them both and complete the sweep.
And, Greg, that's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Carmelo Anthony.
He was everywhere, defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Nene scanning the floor. Stolen by Bullock. Griffin inside, guarded by Tucker. Jackson misses. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Houston Rockets. They led the game at 1 point by 20. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game time. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. That's on Reggie Jackson.
One shot, mind the lanes.
On the free throw, no good. To the paint, here's Griffin. It's rebounded by Houston.
Yeah, good interior D there, prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
So we see Houston taking the W here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Carmelo, what did you like best about the win tonight?
We just played hard. We came out here ready to play. We jumped out there quick on the defensive end, and offensively we got it going again. And it was a great team win today, though.
Everybody contributing. Carmelo, thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.
Yeah, I've been taking flight. I don't rock the iron.